Hi, it's time for some real talk. Naira, dollar, devaluation or non-devaluation, the fall in the price of crude oil, the inability of states to pay salaries, and the high rate of dollar in Nigeria. What's happening? What's being done? What should we do? What should you do? Let's talk. So, let's understand first and foremost that Nigeria is a country that depends so much on the sale of crude oil in the foreign market. What we do is we produce about 2 million barrels of oil per day and we sell to the foreign market. They pay us in dollars and we put the dollars in a foreign account, and whenever we need to share it, because the federal government takes a share or all the states take their own share, whenever it needs to be shared, the money is shared in dollars. They give to states in Naira based on the foreign exchange rate. States now pay salaries. So let's, for the sake of argument, let's say when we sell 2 million barrels per day of oil, what the country makes is $1,000 because they buy it in dollars. Now, let's say before now they used to buy it for $1,000, the whole of the 2 million barrels we produce. So if they buy it for $1,000, the federal government takes 50%, the states share the rest, and they're able to pay you your salary in Naira. Now, the price of crude oil has fallen. So what we used to sell for $1,000, let's say it now goes for $300. If it now goes for $300, the federal government still has to share that $300 for the federal government and for the states to share. Now, the states would collect their own in Naira, because when they share it in dollars, everybody gets their own share in Naira according to the exchange rate that the CBN recommends. So states that used to get 4 billion Naira per month will now be getting 800 million Naira per month, because truly we are now poor. What we used to sell for $1,000 is now $300. And because our exchange rate has not changed in the official market, states are now getting small money. And they are supposed to pay you your salaries. So what does that mean? It means that states will say, sir, they can't pay salaries because what has come into their pocket is so small. So, people are now telling the president, the only way to solve this problem is either you reduce the salaries, because what is coming now to everybody is smaller than before, or you devalue the Naira so that even though when we used to sell our oil for $1,000, we were getting, let's say, 200,000 Naira. And now that we are selling our oil for $300, what is coming to us is just, let's say, 60,000 Naira. Can we now increase our exchange rates? Can we just devalue Naira so that now that we are only selling it for $300, what should come to us should still be 200,000 Naira, so that we would think that we are still rich in Naira even though we are poor in value. Do you understand? And if we do that, which is called devaluation, what we are now going to be sharing among the states will still be 4 billion Naira, and states will be able to pay salaries like everything is normal. Whereas the value of that money they are paying you guys now would have fallen in value in dollar sense, in the sense of dollars. But the president is now arguing that, see, if we are going to devalue Naira so that everybody can have the same amount of money they used to collect in the past as salaries, which of course is good, the value of that money is going to be worthless. And assuming we are producing things within our country, nobody cares if the value of your money is nothing compared to the dollar, because you're not buying anything from America. But if everybody still needs to go out to buy toothpick from America, to buy pencil from America, then they will now realize how worthless the money is. So the president is saying that since we are not even a producing economy, we are not producing anything in Nigeria, since we are still import oriented, that action would make everybody realize how worthless our money has become. So it's better not to devalue, that's the argument of Mr. President, and let everybody still collect their salaries, okay? And let everything pretend as if we are okay. But then the problem is this: the money you are giving states is no longer enough to even pay these salaries. So states will begin to owe. So if you will not devalue Naira so everybody can get salaries, then there are two solutions for states. It's either they sack some workers so that others can get salaries, or they owe people salaries till oil price increases, or you reduce the salaries everybody is getting so that you will still be able to pay everybody equally and fully. Now, somebody said he can solve this problem if I Uber. How will he solve the problem? What's even the problem? The problem is that what used to come in as $1,000 to our markets within Nigeria is no longer up to that. It's just $300 we want to share. And because you did not reduce people's salaries and you did not devaluate Naira, everybody that used to buy dollars before, just because they want to go and buy toothpick or because they want to go and buy pencil from America, all those who used to buy dollars before, they still want to buy dollars because they are still collecting their salaries. States like Lagos is still able to pay salaries at the expense of developmental projects. So everybody still thinks they are rich. Truly they are rich because you have refused to make them poor, even though the country is officially poor in the dollar market. So, because everybody still thinks they are rich, everybody still wants to buy dollars because they need to shop abroad. So, what is happening is that the $1,000 which we used to get before and everybody would buy properly for 200 Naira per dollar, now everybody is struggling to get only $300 that's available for us to share. So when the demand for dollar is still as high as it used to be, but the availability, the supply of dollar is lower than it used to be, there will be what? There will be hiking. And there will be inflation in the price of dollars. And everybody starts wondering, but dollars is scarce, it's scarce, it's scarce. It is scarce. So the only solution, according to the president, that see, I know I was supposed to have devalued Naira, but I will not. Because if I devalue Naira, you people will now realize how worthless your money is when you want to buy things from abroad. Because I know you will always want to buy things from abroad. So if I devalue Naira, you will feel it. Inflation, everything will go high. Prices of things you are buying, clothes, what used to be 10,000 Naira will now be 50,000 Naira, because since you have devalued Naira and you're going abroad, you will see how worthless your money is when you go out. So what your salary could buy, you won't be able to buy. You will still be officially poor because you are importing. But if we were producing, we will not care what our relationship with dollar is. We will only make sure everybody can still get salaries equally. We will devalue. We'll be happy devaluing because people will get their salaries as they should, and it will not affect what we are buying within Nigeria because we are the ones producing it, right? But because we're not producing it, Mr. President will not devalue. Fine. But since what is coming in is too small in terms of dollars, and Mr. President knows that everybody still thinks they have the salary or the income to purchase as much dollars as they used to purchase, which is now going to make the dollars rates very expensive. What he has decided to do is this. The $300 that is coming into the country will make sure not everybody can compete for it. We'll group them into three. The only people that will be allowed to take from our $300 will be those who need medical attention and they cannot get their medical help here in Nigeria. That's number one. Number two, those who are working for government and they are doing contracts for government, because our budget is based on that official rate. So if they need money to go and purchase the iron and the machines they need for their contract, we'll give them from our $300. All of you, the rest of you that only want to get dollars for clothes and shoes abroad and toothpick, and you are struggling, instead of to come together and produce it, fine. The remaining money, you can share it. It will be for highest bidders, because obviously it's not enough. Now, if that's the case, that's what is happening now. So people think dollars is very expensive because we are rushing for the remaining share. So, Mr. President has a plan, and the plan is to make dollar more available than it has been so far. 3 plans. Number 1 is to sign the budget. Because even that $300 we said everybody will now be allowed to share, that $300 has not yet been signed or has not yet been approved. So we are now feeling the impact more. Number 2, those people abroad who still want to buy dollars, or rather they want to exchange Naira to dollar because they are schooling abroad or they are on vacation, Mr. President has closed that gate. The reason is, at least, since we are trying to reduce those who have the rights to take from our only $300 available in Nigeria, we'll start by making sure those who are already abroad don't get to take from it. Since you are abroad, find your own way of getting your own dollar abroad. Work there. If you cannot get a job there and you still want to be collecting from the $300 that we are trying to share among the contractors and those who need help in terms of health, then you're not serious. So he closed the border of foreign exchange for those who are outside Nigeria and still want to share from Nigeria's $300. And he said, if you are going to be in school abroad and you need money, then you should be able to get it yourself, however you can. So we are not ready to share our $300 for all of you that are outside, when those who are inside are still struggling to even get share out of it. Now, number 2, another solution is that even if we are going to devalue so that every state can pay salaries equally, those things we are importing from abroad, let's stop importing them so that when we devalue, you won't see the effect on your day-to-day purchases. After all, you are producing it in Nigeria, it has nothing to do with dollars. So today, we are trying to see how we can reduce our purchase of crude oil, of refined petroleum products like petrol, kerosene, and so on. Because if you should devalue Naira today and we are still importing petrol, there's no way you will continue to pay 97.